Hi everybody, it's Thomas here from Thomas Fitzgerald Photography. Welcome back to the channel. So today I've got a cool video for you. It's kind of pointless, but it's a bit of fun. So I've been playing around with the latest version of the Nik Collection, and I discovered a cool trick that's kind of uses one of the new features in a way that's not really what it was intended for, but it gives you a cool result. It's completely pointless, but it's kind of fun. So let me show you. So I have this photo here, and I'm going to open it in Nik 9 Analog Efex. Okay, so one of the features they added in the latest version is called Chromatic Shift. So if I apply this, if you look at it, it's kind of like those old 3D effects that you would see back in the 80s and 90s. You used to get like comics and stuff with the newspaper. They'd use this effect to give you a faux 3D. And when I saw that, I was going, oh yeah, it's kind of like that effect. And then I thought, could I actually use this to create a 3D effect? So it turns out that there's another new feature in Nik 9 as well, which when you combine the two, you actually can get a sort of 3D effect, and that is the depth map. So let me just show you what I'm talking about. So I've applied the chromatic effect here, and I have my trusty 3D glasses at the ready. So what you want to do is you actually want to kind of adjust the amount of this kind of back to something like this, and then if you go down here and go to add local adjustment and add a depth mask, then click on the image, it will now apply a depth mask to this. So you're going to have to adjust this slightly. The way this works best is if you have an object in the scene that you kind of cut out and separate from the background, it will work best rather than trying to do a smooth gradient. So we're just going to tweak this until the whole tower here is covered by the effect, so something like that. And then I'm going to put on my 3D glasses and look like a complete idiot, like so. Oh. And amazingly enough, that's actually worked. So obviously you can't see this in the video, but it is, the tower is kind of standing out from the background and it looks like it's in 3D. The thing I found when I was testing with this earlier is if you reduce the saturation by about 80%, it actually works better. With these particular sets of glasses, obviously everyone's going to be slightly different because the color filter will be slightly different. These are kind of blue and red ones. You can get red and green ones as well, but you need the blue and red ones for this to work. So yeah, so that's it basically in a nutshell. You just kind of need to tweak the mask so that your object will cut out, and then I can just hit apply, and this will send it back to Lightroom. So without the glasses, which is what everybody else is seeing this as, it just looks like a really bad chromatic aberration. So if I try another image, say this one, and again I'm going to go edit in Analog Efex, and we will apply our chromatic shift again, and this time I'm going to edit it with my glasses on so I can actually see the effect. So again, we want to add a depth map, and we want to just tweak this, and ooh, that's kind of freaky. So basically the whole foreground mountain has just popped into view, and we can just kind of tweak this a bit further. So in an ideal world, you would use the depth map and kind of create a whole 3D scene, but because of the way the depth map works, all it's doing is kind of fading the effect on and off. Whereas what you would really need to get a proper 3D scene from this would be to be able to control the left and right distance with the depth map, but you can't do that on this, unfortunately. Well, that's kind of cool. As funny as you do this, you can watch stuff pop on and off. Okay, so something like that, and now pretty much the mountain is kind of popping out of the scene. Yeah, so that's basically it. There's absolutely no practical purpose for this. It's just a bit of fun, and it's kind of a cool hack that you can do. I don't know if they ever intended it to be used like this. If there was one kind of, if anybody from DXO was watching, if you could for the next version add the ability to control the actual separation, left-right separation, with the depth map, you could make a super cool version of this. But yeah, that's pretty much it. That's this totally and utterly pointless video. I hope you've enjoyed it. See you next time.